Hey there, friends. I hope you're all doing well. So, today we're diving into one of those stories that sound almost unbelievable at first. Imagine this. You're near the White House, you've got a laser pointer in your hand, and you decide to shine it at a helicopter. But not just any helicopter, Marine One, the one that carries the President of the United States. That's exactly what happened, and now a man is facing some serious federal charges because of it. Let's talk about what went down, why this is such a big deal, and what it makes us think about laws, security, and just plain common sense. So, here's what happened. Over the weekend, Secret Service officers spotted a 33-year-old man named Jacob Samuel Winkler. According to reports, he was shirtless, walking along the sidewalk near the White House, talking loudly to himself. That alone caught attention, but when an officer shined a flashlight on him, Winkler allegedly responded by pointing a red laser beam directly at the officer's face. And then, as if that wasn't alarming enough, he turned his laser pointer toward the sky, toward Marine One, which was taking off with Donald Trump on board. The helicopter was still low to the ground, in close range of other choppers, when that red beam cut through the air. Can you imagine the danger there? Now here's the thing, laser pointers might seem like harmless little gadgets we use for presentations, toys for cats, or maybe to point out stars in the night sky. But when that concentrated light hits a pilot's eyes, especially at low altitude, it can cause something called flash blindness. It's basically like having a camera flash go off in your face in the dark, except you're trying to control a massive aircraft with lives at stake. Even a second of disorientation can be disastrous. And in a crowded airspace, right above the White House, the risks multiply fast. Do you think most people realize how dangerous lasers can be when they're pointed at planes or helicopters? When Winkler was arrested, he reportedly kept apologizing, even saying things like, "I should apologize to Donald Trump." Officials also found he was carrying a small fixed-blade knife. And when questioned, he claimed that he often shines his laser at things like stop signs, that he didn't really know it was illegal to point it at an aircraft. But here's the kicker. Prosecutors say he did it knowingly, and that distinction matters a lot in court. If they can prove intent, the law is crystal clear. Aiming a laser at an aircraft is a federal felony. Now, let's talk consequences. Under federal law, knowingly pointing a laser at an aircraft can land you up to 5 years in prison. 5 years. Think about that. A single decision, maybe made in a moment of recklessness or poor judgment, can flip someone's entire life upside down. It makes you wonder, should ignorance of the law ever be an excuse, or do we have a responsibility to know better, especially when public safety is involved? This also highlights how common these incidents actually are. The FAA reports thousands of cases every year where pilots are targeted by laser pointers, often near airports. Most of the time, it's not political, it's just people being reckless, maybe even thinking it's funny. But when you realize how vulnerable pilots are during takeoff and landing, the seriousness becomes clear. It's not just a light, it's a weapon of distraction. And in this case, it wasn't just any pilot, it was the crew flying the President of the United States. Another angle worth thinking about is how security forces handle situations like this. The Secret Service responded immediately because when Marine One or Air Force One is involved, there's zero room for error. But it also raises questions. How do you prevent these incidents in the first place? Should laser pointers be more tightly regulated? Or is this just about holding individuals accountable? Would stricter penalties actually deter people? Or do most folks simply not realize the risk until it's too late? What's also interesting is the human side of the story. Winkler wasn't some organized attacker with a complex plan. He was walking around shirtless, seemingly unstable, and making questionable choices. That doesn't excuse what he did, but it does highlight how sometimes the biggest threats can come from the simplest, most unexpected sources. It makes you wonder, how much of our national security depends on being ready for the totally unpredictable? At the end of the day, this case is going to move through the courts, and we'll see how the justice system weighs Winkler's actions, his intent, and his apologies. But it's already a reminder that even small tools can create big risks. Something as simple as a handheld laser pointer can turn into a federal crime with life-changing consequences. So, what do you think? Do you believe Winkler's claim that he didn't know it was illegal, or is that just an excuse? And more broadly, should we be doing more to educate people about the dangers of lasers, or should the responsibility just be obvious to everyone? Thanks for hanging out with me as we unpacked this unusual but important story. If you found this breakdown helpful or interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with someone who'd enjoy it, and subscribe for more thoughtful takes on the news. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.